Welcome to the Football Historian Podcast.
By all means, enjoy it.
He will go right to the very top.
Dos, tres, cuatro times.
Here we go, Germans.
I will turn these results round.
All right, that's good manners.
There's animosity, but there's no fight.
If you can't beat them, join them.
How do you make me feel sick if I look at you?
No, I want to fight here. Don't drink, don't sleep with women, don't drive fast cars.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit too!
Hello, welcome to the Football Historian Podcast. Today we're joined by Kieo. Thank you very much for making the journey to the garage. First question, who are you and why are you here?
So I'm Kieo. I'm a musician from Liverpool, obviously a massive Liverpool fan. And I'm here because I suppose I love football and music that much that you want to talk about it with me.
Yep. Well, thank you very much again for coming in. You're known for music. How did you get into music?
I was a little bit late. As a kid, I used to pest my mum for instruments, but I used to get told everyone's getting a bike, you're going to cry if you don't get a bike, and you want a PlayStation, don't you, because everyone's getting a PlayStation. And it just sort of never happened until I was about 16. And I got a guitar, and for the first few years it was just sort of potting around in my bedroom, but I have been a massive music fan ever since I was a kid. But there was no lessons involved or nothing like that. I just sort of self-taught and then built up the courage to start playing like open mic nights and stuff, and that's where Boss Night comes in.
Great. And then before we go into that, were you ever in a band and ever played any other instruments?
Tried to get bands going for years. I've been in bands with my mates and stuff when I was younger, but I always struggled to find 4 or 5 lads who were 100% committed to being in a band and could play. So in the end, I just took the solo path. But now with the original music, I'm fortunate enough I've got a band now for my own stuff, and they are red hot.
And then how would you describe your own music to someone who's not heard you before?
I'm not too sure in the sense of a genre style. It's probably indie rock music, but it's got a little bit more to it. It's about me and my background and my life. It's quite always anecdotal, my music. So yeah, those who listen to it, they'll hopefully find some meaning in it.
Yeah, great. And then your debut single was Tear Away, recorded walking around the streets where you lived. How was that process from writing it to going to a studio to then putting it out there and doing a video and then sending it out to the world? How was all that process?
So I had the song for years. I think I've been playing it at shows for years, and when it come to releasing my own stuff, I was going to do it myself. Went in with a producer, recorded it. And I was happy with it, made up with it, but then obviously I wanted to record some visuals to it, and the song's about growing up in L4. That's what it's about. It's a nostalgic song, and it's supposed to paint a picture of what it was like for a kid in the late 90s, early 2000s, kicking footies around the street and being a little tearaway. So yeah, that's and when it came to recording the video for it, it made sense to go to that area. It was at the back of the pits in Kirkdale. I think we filmed it. It was didn't intend on it raining like that when we turned up, but we shot anyway.
Yeah. Well, so then what's the plans for future music then? What have you done since then, and what's the plan from here on your own stuff?
So I've had a second single out, and then I've got a third one recorded. I've had it recorded for a couple of months. I haven't announced it just yet, but it's going to be released next month. It's going to be not called Nothing on TV, so keep your eyes peeled for that. That's a bit of an exclusive there to give you. So yeah, there's another single coming out, and the plan is probably to do the album. And there's enough good songs there to do an album, so that's the plan.
Yeah, okay, great. And then, as you said, you know, maybe for the Boss Nights as well, can you explain what the Boss Nights are to anyone who's unaware and why they've taken off so much?
So Boss was a fanzine. It was a little magazine, a little black and white magazine, which was for match lads, people and girls who went to match, but it wasn't necessarily about Liverpool all the time. It was about the scene. So it was about what gigs have been on, what people are listening to, what people are wearing, what people are doing, and it turned into an event. It turned into like a sort of open mic boss session where people would come and get up and play guitar, like an open mic. That developed into a regular thing, and as Liverpool started getting into title races under Brendan Rodgers, there was a particular one we done sound, food and drink, and it was just spilling out into the streets. There was hundreds there. So it moved the district, and that became our home for a few years really. And we've had some nights in there. Usually when we got beat, they were better. I remember losing to Man United and getting back and just absolutely bouncing in there because that's what we did. But it was the Kieo season, I think, with everything sort of changed. I mean, I've fast forwarded 4 years very quickly there, but we all know what happened that year. We get to the European Cup final. The LA song is ringing around the ground, and we do a show in Shevchenko Park. And I didn't expect many people to be there. I didn't really know how many people were going to come and watch it. 30,000 people were there, and I played with Jay. And then from that, we just sort of kicked on. Then we just started playing in different cities, and been fortunate enough to go to Dublin, I think a couple of months after that, and we done a show there, and I was like, wow, I'm playing at Liverpool for the first time here, and things just got a little bit more serious, and from that developed into, you know, a massive show that we took all over the world.
Yeah, and then you say around the world, where have you been? What's the best places you've been? What's the maddest places you've been?
So we've done shows a lot of shows in Ireland and shows in Qatar. I've been fortunate enough to go to Singapore. I've been India, played all over the place, Munich, Paris, played all over the world, LA, New York. It's ridiculous.
And what's the best boss night gig you've ever done?
Madrid, to be honest. Madrid is the one, innit? Like to play to that crowd. I had a dream when I was a kid. I used to watch Oasis videos, and you could not see the end of the crowd properly because it was just bouncing. And I walked on stage and I couldn't even see the end of it. It was that long. I just strummed and it was just wow. I was like, wow, this is huge. But generally, as an artist, I'd rather play to 60,000 people than play to 60. I get less nervous playing to that amount of people. So I absolutely loved every second of it up there. And then you go and win the European Cup. So obviously that is very special. But there's another one, obviously Singapore. It wasn't necessarily a boss night. That was with the club. That was the closest I'll ever get to being a Liverpool player. I got a phone call asking me, do you want to do the pre-season tour? Of course, there'll be some gigs out there in Singapore for the supporters clubs and in the retail stores. And yeah, sounds. Come and pick your gear up from Anfield. So I was like, okay. So go to Anfield and there's a suitcase with a Liver Bird on, with the full rig outs for all the players. I've got all the coaches. I've got a schedule. So when I've turned up at the airport, I've got me trackie on like I'm a centre forward. And there's all the players walking in the same gear, and I'm like, yeah, I play for Liverpool. So that's the closest I'll ever be to playing for Liverpool. But that was special. Like the first time I've been to Asia, and there was thousands of people coming out to the fan parks to watch us for pre-season friendlies. So, yeah, special.
Yeah, boss. And then we've mentioned him there. Jamie Webster's obviously a big part of it. Before we speak about him, how important do you think he is to Boss Night's success, or do you think it would have been a success regardless?
Oh no, you can't take anything away from what Jay's done. Like anyone who's been at a show and seen Jay play over the years, you feel the energy in the room. He fills a room, and what he's done over the past few years is spectacular. So yeah, I'm made up for him, and I don't think you can't say Boss Night that existed without Webster at all. No.
Yeah, boss. And then obviously how is he as a person off stage? Then how good is he as a musician in your opinion?
He's great. He's one of my mates. So like, we're talking about. I'm not talking about like this, but like I've known him for years. That's the best thing about when we started touring with Boss. We go in the same away coach, me and Jay. We've been up and down, not over around the world. We've been up and down the country on a metal box watching Liverpool for the past 10, 15 years. So when it comes to touring and that, we're sound. We're mates. We listen to the same type of music. You know, we get on well. So touring together is just like two mates going around the world.
Yeah, and then how good is he as a musician?
Oh, he's brilliant. You know that from the success he's had. I mean, you can't go and do gigs in the Pierhead and the Echo Arena and Sefton Park if you're not writing good tunes and people don't like it. So he smashed it. Yeah,
and then he's took a sidestep away from football music. He does it less often. Is that something obviously you agree with because of how big he is, and could you ever see yourself doing that?
I think with Webster, it just got to the point where he was that popular with his own material and that busy with it. It was too difficult to carry on doing the Liverpool shows. He's touring Europe, he's touring the UK, and he's in Rockfield doing albums and stuff. It's going to be difficult to carry on doing football gigs. I don't think he's done forever with it. Obviously, he's had to take a little bit of time away from it, but I think we'll see Webster singing Liverpool songs again before his career's over at 100%. I just think that's just the way it happened. Me personally, I think there'll also be times where I'm doing original material or I'm doing something somewhere which means I can't go to a match or I can't sing Liverpool songs, and that's just part of being an artist. I suppose you can't be at every single Liverpool game if you're touring around the world. So yeah, I mean, I don't think you haven't seen the last of him yet, mate.
Yeah, and he used to do Weekend in Paradise at Liverpool matches. You play at the Sandon, is that right? And pretty much how do you deliberately try and not put your stuff in there? Do you deliberately put your stuff in there? How do you like balance playing to a room of Liverpool fans with your stuff?
I do play my original songs, yeah, of course. I mean, you can't go and do New York on a Friday night in Manhattan and not use an opportunity to go and play one of your own songs that you wrote in a bedroom in Walton years ago. Of course. So I don't purposely think about it like that. I just obviously play me son. I'll always include a couple of originals in there. I won't do a full set of originals when I'm doing LFC shows because people are obviously coming to the match and coming to sing songs, but of course I'll sing,
yeah. That's what you should. I'm not telling you not to. And then also, I just want to ask about the boss nights as well. It used to be a lot more regular than it is now. Do you know why it's less often now? And because obviously, as I said, we were saying before, how I used to think it's like as close to going to match as anything else is. And it used to be every European away game, every home game, they used to have them on as well. Do you know why it's no longer as regular?
It feels like it was every home game, but it wasn't. You look back, it was always a few times a season, and to keep it special, because it wasn't. I don't think Boss was ever about doing it every single week. It was about creating special moments, and I think that's the ethos of Boss. And I think that goes for today. I think you haven't seen the last of Boss, but it's not going to happen every single week. So when it does happen, it'll be special. Whether that's a big game, or whether that's a big final, or whether that's just popping up out of thin air with something. But when it comes, it's special.
Yeah, and am I right in saying that you introduced Alisson on stage?
Yeah, played Alisson on stage.
So how was that welcoming quite a good goalkeeper onto to play music with you?
Yeah, so we were launching a kit, done a tier kit launch for the club, and Nike, and they had an idea of launching it at a Boss event. So there was a thing years ago with Jay where he'd filmed something with Alisson, and Alisson said he'll come to a Boss night one day, and that was sort of the idea, that he'd come, and then he'd come on stage. But obviously he plays guitar, doesn't he? So I get text off the club saying Ali wants to know what key you're playing LA in, because he's going to play it with you. I'm thinking, this is like, I just told you before, the best goalkeeper of all time is going to come on stage with you in the Olympia. It's a bit mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
But obviously I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And he was Boss, he was sad, and a special moment. There was loads of kids in the crowd as well, and that's like, obviously that's what kit launches are about for me, like seeing the face of a kid. So when Alisson's come out and we played together, everyone's just like, wow, because it was a surprise for the people in the crowd. And obviously mentioned Missy Bow and Szoboszlai as well, who come on stage. He'd been at the club about 3 days, Szoboszlai. And obviously he'd never been the Olympia before. He'd not even been around Liverpool properly yet. And they bundle him in the back door of the Olympia, and it's like a Wednesday or Thursday night. And there's no match on, and there's like 1,500 people sell out in the Olympia, 2,000 people, just a wall of Reds screaming at him, and he was just like, "What have I come to?" Threw him in at the deep end, you know what I mean? But it was, yeah, what a night that was. Like, I just want to tell their grandkids, you play. It's one of them, and when you get older, who's going to believe it? Like, I play. It's like someone said, "No, yeah, I used to play guitar like Oliver Kahn." You're gonna go, "All right, yeah, won't be a minute."
And that's about. So then, who else have you met through doing the Boss nights and doing your music? Who else is the next best person?
So yeah, like saying before about the pre-season tour, not only was it just special being on a plane with the players, being in a hotel with the players and stuff like that. As a massive Liverpool fan, the kid inside you still like, there's Louis Diaz, there's Salah. That happens, of course it does. But the manager, like Klopp, when he came for the drink with us, so we had like a night off from. We had a show in the afternoon, and there was a night off. We had a little drink in one of the bars in Singapore, and he just put his hand on my shoulder, and he's just ruffling me hair, going, "Mo Salah." Just like, "Hey mate, you want a drink?" You know what I mean? And he stayed with us for about 5 minutes, 10 minutes. He had a talk about Liverpool, had a talk about with the Anfield rap lads. He talked about that, and he just had a bevy with us. He was just dead genuine, dead sound, and like people say, was what you'd expect him to be. He's like, yeah, there's no fronts, there's no act. That is just him. He's just dead warm and sound, and got a boss hug.
And you got a hug.
Yeah, of course I got a hug. Yeah, gotta get a hug.
And then just the last couple of questions on your music. Then your personal end goal, or a box to tick, Liverpool music side, and then individually as well.
So individually, obviously got another single coming out. Get back on the stage with the band and work towards an album. dreams on that side of it is I just love it that much, gigging and playing my own music. If one person sings my lyrics back at me, that's enough for me. So yeah, that's the dream, just to keep gigging, keep touring and keep making music. On the Liverpool side of it, I'm quite lucky. I've played like FA Cup finals in Box Park, Wembley. I've played European Cup finals. I've played World Club Cup finals. So I've ticked a lot of boxes and I'm very, very lucky. But there's one that hasn't been ticked when we won the league without us being in there. So I'd love to win the league and do something special.
This season?
This season, yeah, 100%.
Perfect. All right, that's great. Well, that ends our chat on music. We'll have a quick break and we'll carry on the conversation. So we'll see you in a sec.
Hi, I'm Warren, the producer for the Football Historian podcast, and we're here today to talk to you about the Patreon subscription.
Yes, so for just £1 a month for the first 100 people, there's a lot of benefits that you get, and I think £1 is a terrific deal.
Pittance,
yes, £1 only, and you get early access, which means at least 24 hours before everyone else gets the episode, you get to watch it. There's also an extra section, we call it the Football Historian Podcast Extra Time, and we ask all the questions to the guests that no one else gets to see unless you're a patron. And on top of that, you're the ones who get to ask the questions. You send them in, we tell you which guest is going to be coming and sitting in this chair. You ask them, we record it, you get to watch it. No one else does. On top of that, we do a monthly special. We did one last night. It was a quiz. You were there.
Yeah, bedlam and great content.
Yeah, so hopefully you can watch that. As I said, we've got a round on Linvoy Primus or Lionel Messi. We've done mastermind stuff, all that. That's going to happen every month. The bigger this grows, we're going to do it even more regularly. Hopefully it'll be once a week. But we need your support. So to do that, £1 a month for the first 100 people. Your early support will be rewarded. From then on, it's £3 a month if you want to support us. If you want to pay £5 a month, you get all that we've just mentioned, but you get a poster. Warren will sign it, I'll sign it, all the lads. We'll get a few of the guests to do it as well. We'll send that out to you. And then for £10 a month, you get all that, the poster, all the early access, and you get a free copy of any of my books. So I've done one on Billy Liddell, Crossing the Park, Tommy Lawrence. They're all worth at least £20. For just £10, you get a copy of the book, all the stuff we've already mentioned. We'd really appreciate your support. We cannot do this without you.
This really is a passion project, and anything people can put into it goes straight back into it. We don't take a wage. We're doing this for free. We're doing this because we enjoy what we do.
That's it. It all makes the content better. And I say from just £1 a month, you can make our dreams come true. Thanks for the support. Enjoy the rest of the episode. Right, welcome back to the next section. Thank you for not running away in the break. You're a Liverpool fan, but how close were you to being a Liverpool player? How good are you at footy?
Oh, I was not close to being a Liverpool player. Like, I mean, I know where the net is on the five-a-side pitch and a bit of Sunday league, but I was the closest I come to playing for Liverpool was the wearing the gear for the pre-season tour we talked about in the first section. So yeah, I'm not on the cards for a Jamie Vardy or an Ian Wright making it into my 30s like that. No.
You scored at Anfield though.
I've scored at Anfield. Don't like to talk about it much though.
Go on.
So it was you know what? It was up there with the best feeling of all time. I kept saying it the day before as well. I'm going to score at Anfield. I'm going to score. And it was like it's a Nike event. So there's like different YouTubers and all sorts. Goldbridge was on theirs, and it was the first half. I was unlucky in the first half on an effort as well, and then the second half cop end, I was thinking, I have to score here, and the ball just breaks, and I looked up, seen the keeper, and he just sort of stuttered. I thought I'm gonna have to try it, and I did. As soon as I left B-foot, I just knew it scored. Now, honestly, trust me, that's the gear. Like
you chipped them for quite. It wasn't just a goal as well. It was quite a good finish for it, to be fair.
I don't like to talk about it much, you know what I mean? But yeah, chipped, cop end. Some feeling like.
Yep, that's pretty good. And you do a lot of work for Liverpool retail as well. So, did you ever think you'd be a model?
No, that's another thing. I didn't think I'd be a footballer. I didn't think I'd be a model. But here we are, sat here in the gear and talking about scoring at Anfield. So I've had a good go at it, haven't I? Really, but to represent the club like that is special. I was a kid and I used to make me ma queue up for kits, and I remember year on year begging for them and queuing outside the club shop and the stickers of players in the windows and stuff like that. And I remember it quite vividly. So when I've got asked to do the shoots, it was special. But then the kit launches, that was a real one for me, because in done an interview and they took a quote that it said, and they put Jürgen on it as well. So it's me speaking and then Jürgen speaking, and then like this Liverpool team, which like under Klopp has been, the best teams you've ever seen. Like Van Dijk in the video and stuff like me, you know what I mean? Like, it's stuff it said. But special.
Yeah.
Very special.
So how did that come about then? How did they must have approached you?
Yeah, fortunately they approached me. I think it's obviously because I've gone a match on the way for years, and the music side of it as well. They work with a lot of artists. They try and connect the two, the music and the football in the city. So I've obviously been fortunate enough to be one of them people over the past few years working with the club. And I think when I get older and I get grey, which is not far off now, I'll just look back at it and I'll just be like, wow, that was absolutely nuts. Kit launches for Nike and Liverpool Football Club is stuff of dreams as a kid, innit?
Yeah, and you've been on posters and that outside the store and all stuff like
big
that.
10-foot Kieo on the side of the club shop. Yeah, that was nuts. That was nuts. Going to match every week and just seeing your big ugly boat race on the side of the cop. Amazing.
Yeah, well, that's boss. And so, what is there any other stories you got from that? Obviously, when they're making you wear stuff, making you do stuff, do you meet the players when you're doing stuff like that, or no?
I filmed something yesterday with I'm not allowed to say it's a Christmas advert. I was dancing with Diaz, and he can move, he can really move. I met Kieo yesterday too. So yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it'll never ever be normal, but you can't sort of break it and just be like, wow, I'm happy to be here type of thing, because it is my career now, you know what I mean, being a musician and working with the club. But inside, the kid is burning, like, wow, there's Louis Diaz, you know what I mean? I just want to go over and say hello to him, but then we end up doing this thing with him, dancing with him. I can't wait to see the footage, because there's some bad moves coming from me, and some good ones coming from Louis.
Do you give us some of your moves now?
No chance. I'm still sore off it yesterday.
And then, staying on fashion, I love for trainees I saw on your Instagram, there's Trabs magazine and the Laces Out Festival and stuff like that. So what is it about fashion, shoes, whatever, obviously you've connected with the club, and what is your interest in it in general?
So the trainees thing, I was the same as every other teenager, I think. I just got obsessed with trainees, and then when you start going to match, that's where you show your trainees off, innit? And from that, Rob, who runs Laces Out, he was a few years old at the time. He needed someone to work with him. I took the opportunity, and I've been working with him for 7 or 8 years now. It's on its 10th anniversary this year. So for those who don't know, Laces Out is like a trainer festival where people come, set up the stall, sell the trainees, and it's grown into a massive event now we have it in the exhibition centre. So yeah, I mean, fashion is obviously a love for most people in this city, and everyone their own style, and trainees especially is a Scouse thing, innit?
Yeah, I've got my slippers on, so I apologise.
The nice slippers though, the nice little comfy them.
Yeah, good. So back to footy as well, which we were speaking about it off camera. Picture of you in the Soccer AM studios. Would you like to explain why you were there?
So that was through Laces Out. We were doing something for Scott's. I think Scott's Menswear sponsored the Volley Challenge, so we went down and done some filming thing for them. And I didn't hit the top corner, to be fair. Like, the photo looks better than the effort. But funny enough, there's a funny story after that. It was the last day of the season, and there's a cricket club based like Sky Studios, and we went for the bevy after, and Fenner's like, come and have a drink with us, So I went in there, and there was like Robbie Keane, Berbatov, and Jimmy Bullard and all that, because they'd been on the show. Bullard's nuts. So he's like, oh, yo, come with me, Scouse, you come with me. Next minute, I'm in a Vito, going across London with Jimmy Bullard to Richmond. And just end up on the air with him. He's going, stay in my house. I didn't in the end. Like, I wish I did, because the story would have probably been even better if it went back to Jimmy Bullard's for the night, you know what I mean? But he is a funny fella, him, like, proper. Good to go on the air with.
That's possibly all took you under the wing and all that as well.
Yeah, I think it was got the last day of the season. He went for the bevy, and I don't think Berbatov hung around for long. Like, I think he bailed. Robbie Keane was doing something mad, like betting on coin tosses. Must have a gambling problem or something. But yeah, it was a mad day. But Bullard was the star of the show, like. Yeah.
Does he have a pub as well? Did he take you back to his pub, was it? Or was it just you went out with him?
No, just went out with him, yeah. Just he knew in area that he wanted to go. He was like, get rid of these squares from Sky and come out with me, you know what I mean? It was a laugh, like.
Oh, that's boss. And then, going on from the Liverpool shirts, that's what I wanted to ask you about. So obviously, with your interest in fashion, your interest in shoes, I'm not sure if you're allowed to say things that aren't made by Nike due to your things with the club, but if I can ask you for the best home, away and goalkeeper shirt of all time, would you be able to do that, please?
Okay. best and favourites probably two different things because they have nostalgic value, don't they?
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. You can give me one of each.
So, I mean, the best away is probably the 96 one with the green in it. But my favourite away is probably the one from the other year, the ecru colour one, and the night one. That was probably the best looking. But I also remember, I was talking before about queuing up for kits with me ma, like, and do you remember the gold? The orange one. Yeah, and the club sent me a version of that. I've got that in the house. Like, I love that one as well. Goalie kit. Probably, I like the 80s ones, the candy ones, and that. Bruce wore. I like them. So yeah, them three.
Yeah. What was your home kit then?
Oh, I didn't say the home kit. Did I? I bottled that one, didn't I? We're gonna go with the red Carlsberg one because that's what got me into Liverpool. So even though they probably weren't the best, we'll say 05 Reebok Carlsberg because that just for me is the pinnacle of being a Liverpool fan as a kid.
Yeah, helps Istanbul as well.
Yeah.
I'd say it's always what you're winning them that makes it more important.
It is that, yeah.
And then I want your opinion on tracksuit, suit, or maybe the more stylish attire that some of the managers wear now. What do you think a manager should wear, and what would you wear if you were manager?
I reckon I'd be a trackie man just because I idolise the Klopp. He's the manager then. I idolise Klopp, but suit for finals, I reckon. I go suit for finals. They in Wembley put me whistle on. I like the way the manager now, though, he's just wearing what he wants. I half like that as well, to be fair. But some of them take it too far, don't they, and go a little bit too fashion with it.
Yeah.
And that I don't know whether you should be doing that. But Slot's got it right, I think, at the minute. He looks smart. Looks like a nice Marquis polo one.
Needs to wear some socks, though. I think that's the only issue. But
yeah, it's a good point. That, to be fair, I'm not too into his loafers. Sorry, Anna.
It's all right, he'll learn. He's only just come. All right, that's great. Well, that's our chat about fashion and stuff, and then we're going to go on to more nitty-gritty of football in our next section, so we'll see you in a sec. Are you looking for a Kazakhstani football team to support? Then I think FC Keme is a team you should support. Do you agree?
Growing up as a child, I always had FC Keme posters on my bedroom wall.
Well, and all the children of the Kazakhstani future will have FC Keme posters on their wall because FC Keme is the team to support, and because of that, Tom has made us a chant that we're all going to follow. So,
up the Keme, up the Keme,
up the Keme. Make sure you follow them on all the social medias, all the posts and all the things you should follow will appear below us and right here. You should be a supporter of FC Keme.
Live, laugh, Keme.
Welcome back to the next section. I'm going to talk about football history, and the first thing I want to ask you about is, what's your first memory of football?
Being taken to Anfield for my first game, played Forest, put 5 past them. And I can't remember any of the match. Just remember being on the back of the cop, talking about everything but football, annoying me half and my uncle who took me at the time. And that's my earliest memory. Then you probably fast forward to 2001 when we won the treble. And I was sort of getting into football properly at that point and knew about football. And I remember me getting rubbed by every half fella going, we're back lads, Liverpool are back. This is what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to win trophies. And I don't think it gets talked about enough what Houllier done there, because it's years later, we obviously Istanbul happens, but that installed a massive winning mentality again into the club. And what Houllier done there, the way he brought McAllister in, and the experience, and the way you got the best out of Owen and Fowler, and that was a massive season for Liverpool. We won 5 cups in 12 months. Yeah, that was as a kid, you're like, this is it. You know what I mean? But then we go on a little bit of a drought until Benitez comes in and win the European Cup, which is special.
Not bad, yeah. I watched an interview with Gary McAllister after the Alaves game, and he was saying then, this is like, all these young players now know what it is to win, and they're going to win something massive in the next few years and stuff like that. So for him to predict that, and then so many years later the Champions League comes for a lot of that squad, it obviously was important for them, wasn't it?
He must have knew, but I work with Gary Mack, and he told me about this. He I done a gig with him somewhere, and I was talking about Houllier, and he said when he signed him, he got a call off Houllier saying, I want you to come to Liverpool. The reason I want you to come is I've got a group of young players. I don't need you to show them how to play. I've got a young Michael Owen, I've got a young Gerrard, I've got Danny Murphy, I've got Fowler. I just need to teach them how to train, how to be professional, how to conduct themselves. So that's what Gary Mack comes in as, the elder person in the group, experience. Obviously got the FA Cup final. Gary Mack won the league with Leeds, but he always wanted to play in the FA Cup final. And Houllier said to him, you're not starting. And he was gutted, absolutely gutted. But he remembered what Houllier said to him about coming in and being experienced, letting the young players play. So he didn't start, and obviously we won the FA Cup. As soon as the final whistle went, Houllier comes over to him and says, you're starting in the West Valadon on Wednesday in the UEFA Cup final. And he said he made him feel 20 foot tall. And in that game, he gets 2 assists. Sorry, he gets 2 goals and assists, and one of them's the golden goal that wins the cup. So, yeah, Houllier.
Yeah. And Gary Mack as well.
And
both
Gary
of them.
Mack.
Yeah. Okay, now, next one is, what's the best game you've ever seen as a Liverpool fan? You can do best, you can do favourite, or you do one of each, whatever you prefer.
There's obvious answers for this one, isn't there? So I try and steer clear from this. And for me personally, I say the World Club Cup final. Even though it's not the biggest win we've ever had, obviously not Barcelona, it's not Dortmund in that sense. But saying before, I grew up as a kid being told, you just missed it, lad. Like, just before you were born, we used to batter everyone, we used to win trophies every year, win the league every year. I used to be gutted over it, and that's obviously when that happens in 2001 and 2005, you get a taste of it. But in Qatar, we were about to do something that no Liverpool fan had ever seen, no generation had ever seen. And that felt special. So when we were going into that ground for the final, even though some people back home just go to glorify friendly, other teams in that, this felt massive, like really big, because we were the best side in the world and we wanted to be crowned the best side in the world. So when Firmino gets that goal, it was just, that's the most proud I've ever been of Liverpool in my life, I think.
Yeah, that's a great answer, to be fair, yeah, boss. You were there, were you?
Yeah.
And so what was that like, that whole experience? It was like
mad.
over a few days, was it? Or
yeah,
how long was it?
it's mad. So we've done a gig for FIFA in like the fan park for the World Club Cup final, and I played on final day. And obviously you've seen clips of Paris and Madrid and the big fan parks that we've done, where it's a sea of Liverpool fans. We were outnumbered. There was more Brazilians, and it was the weirdest feeling ever, because every final I've ever been to with Liverpool, it's just red everywhere. We'll take the away end seats as well, we'll take the neutral seats. Club Wembley's full of Liverpool. Everywhere we go, it's Liverpool, Liverpool, Liverpool. This was just outnumbered 10-1. They turned up in big numbers. So I was playing this show on final day, and there's pockets of the crowd like singing flamenco songs and that, you know what I mean? Flamenco songs. So it was a strange experience, but that's why it made it better when we went in the ground as well. And like, we're outnumbered here, we're in the desert, and Liverpool can be crowned world champions for the first time. So yeah, it was a great experience.
Yeah, boss. Okay, and then next one, I want to ask you the top 5 Liverpool players of all time. Easy question.
Easy question.
And in order as well, please, if you don't mind.
In order?
If you don't mind.
It's Gerrard. Gerrard's number 1.
Yep.
Gerrard, Kenny. In the order. Gerrard, Kenny. I'm just trying to figure. It's like, you know, when you do this, when you do these ranking players, you don't know who's coming. I'm trying to make sure I don't say someone and then go, no. So I've said Gerrard, Kenny.
Yep.
Barnes. No. Yeah, Barnes. Souness. Salah.
Hey, boss. And then you've done what many people haven't, which is name people. I'm guessing you haven't watched their whole career. So how come? If I can ask it, you're allowed to. It's fine. But a lot of people don't like doing people they haven't seen. So how come you can rank them so high?
You shouldn't really do people you haven't seen, should you? I get why people don't. But when you grew up a Liverpool fan, I think it's been drummed into you how good some of these players were. And obviously you've seen clips of how good some of these players were. And the reason Souness is in there, even though a lot of people would like to not put him in there, is every ex-player I've ever worked with, they don't even think. When you say who's the best player, you play with Souness. They don't even think. So he's got to go in there. Barnes is another one. Like we go on about the heroes we've had in my time, but the generation above will tell you that John Barnes was the best thing they've ever seen. And when you watch some of the clips of Barnes, that's a player.
Yeah,
like, that's a player.
He's decent. Top 5 non-Liverpool players of all time, please. Easy question.
Messi. He goes in there. Ronaldo doesn't, because I can't stand him. Messi goes in there. Thierry Henry. He used to absolutely terrify us. Ronaldinho. He was a player. I used to love watching him as a kid. He done things with the ball I'd never ever seen. What about that back? I'm going to spill it. Zidane. And one more. I don't. I'll have to pick someone from that Barcelona team, because that Barcelona team in 09, 10, 11. I'll be fair, Henry was in that side as well, but go Xavi. Xavi, one of the best midfielders I've ever seen, so I love watching him play. But some of them are in there because they absolutely terrorised us. There's other players that terrorised us as well, Aguero, Drogba. Like, they terrorised us too much to like them, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a tough one. You can appreciate the brilliance while they're breaking your heart. That's always important. All-time five-a-side team. It can be any player, any team, any era. You can put yourself in there, do whatever you wish. Five-a-side team, please.
Best goalie I've ever seen in the flesh, and I think he's the best goalie of all time, is Alisson. So he's going in there. He could have been in the top 5 Liverpool players of all time quite easily. So he's going in goal. At the back, we'll go... I do not put Van Dijk in that as well, because I can't think of a better centre-half than Virgil as well. You can lean towards like Maldini's and stuff like that, but if I wanted to have a game of five-a-side now, I'd ring Virgil before I rang Paolo Maldini. So Van Dijk.
Yep.
I'm going to stop saying Liverpool players now, because I'm going to put Gerrard in there again. We've already said him. I'm going to say Suarez. Suarez is going in there.
That's three, yeah. We've got 2 more. Another defender, another midfielder, another attacker. Depends what formation you want.
Right, I'm putting Gerrard in it, because I'm a Liverpool fan. Gerrard's going in it. Yeah, Gerrard. So we've got 3 Liverpool players in the best five-a-side team of all time. It's not bad, is it?
Suarez not count as a Liverpool player?
Yeah, I suppose so, yeah. But it's more what he done at Barcelona, yeah. So
that's fine.
One more. And then I'm going to go back to Ronaldinho, because when I'm watching him as a kid, like, he was the best. Like, in the world at one point. I've seen him. There's a video he plays a pass. Have you seen it, where he just skims it across the floor for like 30 yards? So Ronaldinho's going in there as well. So it's Ronaldinho, and then the rest of the Liverpool players. Yeah,
that's fine. And then a super sub.
Yeah, I'll go sub.
That's fine. I've got a goal in me somewhere. Come on, yeah. You said you're good at five-a-side. That's great. All right, okay. Well, we'll have our last break, and then we're going to settle some of the biggest debates in football history. So we'll see you in a sec. Welcome back to the next section of the Football Historian podcast.
Sorry, Pete, I'm really sorry to interrupt you. Where'd you get that shirt from?
Oh, this Latium number's just from Classic Football Shirts. Where'd you get yours from?
Thank you. Mine's from Classic Football Shirts as well.
Wow. Well, when I bought my shirt, I used the code TFH10 to get 10% off all orders. Did you use the same?
I did. I used a discount code. I think it was the same as yours.
Oh, TFH10. Oh, that's great, because if you want to get 10% off all your orders, you can use TFH10 at classicfootballshirts.com.
Unbelievable deal.
The debate.
Right, hello, welcome to the final section. Let's settle some of the biggest debates in football history. First, want to know what you're going to say. Gerrard, Lampard, Scholes, and in which order, please?
That order, I think. Scholes was great. He was a great player, but Lampard had a lot of goals in him, and what he done was really, really impressive. So Gerrard, Lampard, then Scholes.
And why is Gerrard better than the other two?
He could do everything. He could play up front, play at right back in European Cup finals. I think even Lampard, I'll tell you, Gerrard was better these days. You know what I mean? There was always a debate, but I don't even think there is one anymore.
Yeah. Well, on this as well, he's winning by a landslide, but I do keep inviting Liverpool fans in, so that may have an impact.
Get a few Chelsea fans, United fans in.
Next one is Pele or Maradona.
Maradona.
And why?
Well, again, we were talking about players before I was born and before my time, but from the clips, Maradona just done everything first. He was nuts, and he done it while he was on the ale. And I don't know, Pele, obviously it's the Europe thing as well. He came over to Europe and he basically won a league by himself. I know Napoli fans will say it's by himself, but it was, he was a massive, massive part of them winning the title. Pele didn't come over to Europe and do it like that. I think the era which Maradona was done it in, and the leagues Maradona done it in was a little bit more advanced.
Yeah, right, that's fair enough. Next one, again, I know what you're going to say, but Messi or Ronaldo?
Messi, yeah. Again, not a debating that one anymore for me. Once he won the World Cup, it was done. The stamp was on it. I've always been in Messi's camp. He's never seen a player like that. I don't think we'll ever see a player like that again. Ronaldo was good. He was good. He scored more than good. I'm going to give him a bit of credit there. He was amazing. He scored silly amounts of goals, and he could strike a ball and that. But Messi could do things aliens can't do.
Right, great. And if they are the best two players of the last 10, 15 years, who is the third best behind them two?
Suarez. Mate, that's why when we were talking before about the five-a-side team, it's what Suarez done at Barcelona, not just what he done at Liverpool. I have this debate with my mates about Salah or Suarez. And for me, in the Liverpool shirt, Salah's done more. But as a career-wise, I accept that Suarez was the only person who could push Messi and Ronaldo. I think he got the top scorer, didn't he?
I think he did, yeah.
You have to check that.
First or second
Should
year.
have checked my stats for it coming on a football historian podcast. But that's insane to be able to run them close or even get more goals than them in a season. He was a player. He done things with the ball that Liverpool fans had never seen before. He gave us some massive wins, but obviously it ended a little bit sour, so that's why he doesn't go in the all-time greats for Liverpool. Trying to force a move, and he didn't stick around. He didn't do it for long enough in a Liverpool shirt, so he doesn't go in with the greats. But in terms of talent and what he could do with the ball, yeah, he's probably the best since Messi and Ronaldo.
He's up there. Okay, great. Next one is goalkeepers. Buffon, Casillas, and Neuer. Could you put them in order for me, please?
Tough one, man. Tough one, that. Buffon, Neuer, Casillas.
And why is Buffon the best?
I don't know the numbers, so someone's going to get at me in the comments here and be like, yeah, he had so many clean sheets. I just remember Buffon being the best goalie in the world for years and years and years. Casillas was obviously, he won so much, but towards the end he was going a bit crap. So he's not going in there, even though he was a great keeper in his day. And Neuer was obviously a machine. So yeah, he sits in second.
Yeah, okay, nice. Next one is, who is the greatest football manager of all time? Easy.
Yeah, it's Paisley.
Okay.
Bob Paisley. The 3 European Cups and was it 9 trophies in 5 years or something like that. It's off its head. I mean, there'll be arguments for Ferguson. There'll be because of the amount of titles he won and how long he was there. There'll even be arguments now for Klopp and Guardiola. Guardiola's obviously won everything, but I don't think he could do it at any other club like that. Obviously, every club. What I'm trying to say is every club he's been at, he's had money at his disposal, players at his disposal. Yeah, and Bob Paisley is the man.
Yeah, right, that's good. Next one is, I'll ask this one quick because I know what you're going to say, but club or country is normally the question, and I keep trying to find a way to ask Liverpool fans who don't really care about the country.
Yeah.
Which I also agree, but club or country?
Club. Yeah, obviously.
Easy.
Obviously for me, yeah. I'm not the most patriotic person in the world, but I understand that football players do love playing for the country, and it's not just a patriotic thing, or because they love England or love the Queen or the King or any of that crap. It's because they're playing at the highest level. So that's why the players want to do it. So when players really push to play for the country, and sometimes fans of clubs get a little bit moody over it, I get it, because it is the pinnacle. World Cup is high level of football. Not the pinnacle, actually, because the European Cup is the pinnacle. But you know what I'm trying to say? It's elite level of football, innit? So I understand why players want to do it, but me personally, I'm not playing football, so I'll just watch Liverpool. Yeah,
but I think I say about players as well. They're up against like 200 other centre midfielders or whatever you're playing against. At a club, you're up against 1 or 2.
Exactly.
There, you're the best in the whole country, which you can imagine the pride on that. Right, and then the last one is another easy question for you. Who is the greatest football team ever? So it can be like over the game, it could be a season, a tournament, whatever, but like what era or what team is the best?
I'm not going to give you the Liverpool answer straight away because we were a great side, but the mentioned before, the Barcelona team of like 2009, 2010, 2011, that was a side. That was a real side. Obviously Xavi and Iniesta and Eto'o and Henry and stuff like that. So I remember watching them and being like, wow, how can a team ever be that good? But there's a but. When Jurgen came about, and that season and 2 seasons where Liverpool were just the best team in the world, I think we'd run any team close. Obviously, there's the Ajax teams of the 70s as well, which the older fellas will be in the comments saying, I mean, don't forget Cruyff's side and stuff like that. So we'll give them a mention. So it's one of them 3. I'm going to say Liverpool because I'm a Liverpool fan, but I fully understand if you want to argue that the Barcelona team of 09 is the best side ever.
Yeah. Okay, that's great. Well, that ends our debate, that ends our chat. Is there anything, for people who are watching, that you want them to do, follow, look at, like, anything you'd like them to do?
Yeah, of course. Follow and listen to the music and let me know what you think, and thank you for having me on.
Yeah, okay, and how would they do that?
Oh, Kieo Music is the handle.
There you go.
And Spotify and your usual streaming platforms.
All right, boss. Well, thank you so much for coming in. I'm a big fan of what you're doing and stuff, and
Nice
it's amazing stuff like Madrid. When I was there, and obviously to be part of that and part of all the stuff you've been part of must be special. So scoring Anfield is probably still the best. But thank you very much.
Nice
thank
one,
you
lad.
for coming in. I appreciate it. And thank you for watching at home. And we'll see you next time on the Football Historian Podcast.
Locking eyes from across the room, heart is pounding. What have I have to lose? This kind of feeling tends to blur your sight.